Hi guys, it's another exciting episode on Teens Perspective, and I'm still your host, Abisola. Today we'll be talking about peer pressure. Yeah, you heard right? Peer pressure. I know so many of you out there are feeling pressured. Don't worry, with me I have two teenagers that will shed more light on peer pressure right after the break. Please don't go anywhere. Welcome back, guys. It's still Teens Perspectives. If you're just joining us, our topic for today is peer pressure, and I have two teenagers in the building that are going to shed more light on our topic.
I'm Oluwanifemi from NIJ.
I'm Elijah Diloye. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, Nifemi, I know that at some point in your life you must have felt really pressured, just like every other person. At some point in my life I was really pressured, by my peers. What do you think the term peer pressure, what does it really mean to you? When you hear peer pressure, what comes to your mind?
To me, it means to be influenced by your friends. You want to be like your friends. You want to do like them. You want to be in vogue. You want everybody to know about you too. To me, that's what I understand by peer pressure.
Okay, so Elijah, what do you think peer pressure is?
To my own understanding, like, you want to feel among, like what she said.
Okay.
Like, your friend is doing this, wow, okay, I can do it too. You believe that, okay, let me do it, and you can't do it, you're not capable of doing it, but you want to say, yes, I can do it.
Okay, fair enough. I actually think that peer pressure is more or less like an influence that someone, like a group of people, have over you, especially mostly in social groups. When you have probably a group of friends, the influence your friends have on you, the influence the society has on you. Actually pressure can come in different ways, but today we're actually talking about the one that is coming from people of the same peer group, more or less like your friends, your classmates, your course-mates and the likes. Okay, so Nifemi, I would like to know, how do you as a person, how do you deal with pressure? Because that pressure can be really stressful sometimes. That pressure is more or less like an urge for you to conform to what everybody is doing.
Yes.
When you feel this urge that, okay, everybody is okay. Now let me give you an example. Like when everybody is when we're in secondary school, then when you have there's this pressure of everybody is having a boyfriend, even when in your mind you know that you don't need it, it's not necessary, but then the pressure to conform to that societal belief that since all your classmates are having boyfriends, you necessarily need to have a boyfriend. So how do you deal with pressure as a person? How do you deal with pressure?
The way I deal with pressure, let me just use secondary school days too.
Okay.
Because when I was in secondary school, I just, from my house to school, from school to home,
Okay.
I don't go anywhere. I stay with my grandma, actually.
Okay.
So she doesn't allow me go anywhere. After school, she'll call the principal. Have we done? I should come home straight. So when I was in XS3, that we do have lessons on Saturdays, my friends will talk about going to swimming pools, but because I've not, I don't go out.
You were not exposed?
Yes.
Okay.
I always feel like, should I go? Or I should not go. But I really fear my grandma. Because when she's angry, she can't do anything.
Okay.
So the fear of maybe there are some people outside that can be watching me that will go and tell her.
Okay, more or less like you used to think that grandma hides everywhere.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so Elijah, how do you as a person deal with pressure? When you are faced with a certain situation and you are pressured to do something, the urge is there, I just want to do it, but then you know that you don't necessarily have to do it, but you want to do it because every other person is doing it. How do you deal with pressure like that?
I can say, determination.
Okay.
Like when I was in basic 6 here,
okay,
we do common entrance to GS1. The principal was like, if you feel this thing, you cannot enter GS1. Like, I know my strength. Like, if you feel this thing. So I'll not enter GS1 with my friends or okay, don't worry. I started reading.
Okay, you were determined.
I was determined that, yes.
Okay, at that point, your friends then, did they have influence on you? Like, were you influenced? Were they also doing well, so well that you actually thought that you needed to match up with their own?
They are doing well.
Educational.
So I was like, okay, they are doing well, and I don't want them to leave me behind.
Oh, okay.
So I need to catch up and read.
Okay, so more or less
I
like it was
determined.
from their end, it was because they were doing well and you didn't want to be left behind. So you had to just, as much as you could, ensure that you are always at the top of your game so that they will not leave you behind.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's actually important. Determination is actually key. It helps one to deal with pressure a whole lot.
Yes,
To be very honest,
when you are determined.
I remember a particular situation when I was in university. Then I think I was in my year one, and yes, I was in year one, and then all of my roommates then they had boyfriends. It was more or less like the in thing. And then the way they were making it look like, they made it look like, Bisola, you must have one kind of sickness if you don't have boyfriend. How can you be in 100 level? The way they made it look like, like
you're really missing out.
You are missing out though. They will discuss all sorts, and I will now be there like. And then I used to have this fear of, I do not want to let my parents down. So that was it for me. I was in school to study, and then all my roommates, my friends were, if this one is not going for the weekend, this one is going, and then every night some of them will go and block their boyfriends. To be very honest, I was pressured.
Yeah.
In fact, my bunkmate then at one point said, if it's man that is your problem, let me give you a man. And then at one point I almost bowed to the pressure because I felt they made me feel I was sick. And it was really hard. But then because the determination was there, just like Elijah rightly said, so I could, I wasn't there for all of that. So I needed to, it took a whole lot anyway. So I needed to restrain myself. That's not what my parents sent me to do. So I had to cut some relationships off. Okay, so how do you think that someone can avoid Nifem, do you think peer pressure can be avoided?
Yes, it can be avoided by staying away from people that are not encouraging you, that are just discouraging you. They are not giving you positive vibes.
Okay.
They are just like they are looking at you like you can't do anything, you can't be anything in life. So your best thing is you just stay away from them.
Cut off relationships.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Elijah, do you also think that peer pressure can be outrightly avoided?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Why?
Because this life is there are two certain things. Someone will like what you're doing, and someone will dislike what you're doing. So you just have to be in the middle. You can't say because this one now is pressurizing you, so you'll be like, let me do this one. But you'll be like, okay, don't let me do it. So you see the other one you want to do, and the other one is very wrong. So you just have to be in the middle, okay, you know your mind and follow your mind. My parents do tell me,
okay,
this is the way. I've showed you the way.
Of course.
Follow the way. So they can't follow me again. So it's me that will know what.
Their own is to lead you right, and then you have to follow. Yeah. I think I share Elijah's view. I don't think you can outrightly avoid peer pressure. Yes. It's more or less like saying you want to cut out relationship with everybody.
Yeah.
Although you and I know that people can influence you in two ways, right?
Yes.
But you cannot avoid people's influence on your life outrightly. The only way you can do that is if you don't want to have relationship. That means you don't want to have friends, because at one point in time you would form relationship with people, and then everybody tends to want to have an influence. Just the same way you, at some point, you tend to have influence on your friends. The same way your friends too, at one point in time, they would want to have influence on you. So I do not actually think that peer pressure can be actually outrightly avoided, just like Elijah said. Okay, so I would like to know, Nifemi, how do you think you are a teenager? So you are more. I want you to tell us the way teenagers actually feel. How do you people feel? How does peer pressure affect you as a teenager?
Like I said earlier, if you are not exposed and your friends are exposed, you want to take their lifestyle. You want to be like them too.
Exposed in what sense?
In the sense of, let me say, going out, just visiting some places, or let me just say excursions.
Okay.
Like me, I have not gone for any excursions before. It's when I came to NIJ that I became exposed. Going out, meeting people, like new people, seeing new things. That's it. So if you're a kind of person that you are not exposed at all, and you got to one level, you also want to be like, I also want to be like my friends. I want to live their lifestyle.
Okay, so what you are saying now is that exposure is a key factor.
Yes.
Why teenagers actually really feel pressure. That's how it affects them because of lack of exposure. That's from your own personal experience.
Yes, from my own.
Okay, Elijah, can you share with us, a personal experience? Or can you give us a scenario of how you as a teenager, how peer pressure has actually affected you, how your friends have actually had influence on you, either negatively or positively?
Yeah. When I was in GS1, like GS1, GS2, I was not given a phone, but my friends, they are using phone, they are Facebook, and they'll be like, you have never opened Facebook, those kind of thing. So I was like, so what is that? I can't tell if I tell them, okay, mom, I need a phone. What do you want to use it for?
Okay.
All those questions. What do you want? It's game you want to be playing. You don't need the phone now. When you are in your senior class
you were pressured because it wasn't like you needed the phone.
Yes, it was.
But because all my friends, everybody had the phone. Then me, I'm just there, the low key guy that not just see. So, just like, okay, guys, so we'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Enjoy inspirational, informative, and soul-lifting Christian programs such as Christian Parenting and Homefront, Light After Darkness, Fulfilling the Mandate, Kids and Bible, Movies Review, Shepherd's Spouse, Kingdom Stars, Teens Perspectives, My Next Gospel Event, and lots more on Divine Television. Download Divine TV mobile app on Google Play Store or watch on our YouTube channel. You can also visit www.tvdivine.net. Divine TV, enriching souls through the gospel of Christ.
Welcome back, guys. If you're just joining us, it's Teens Perspective, and then we've been having an interesting discussion on peer pressure. Before we went on a quick break, Elijah was sharing with us a personal experience. Elijah, can you please continue?
Yeah. When I was in GS1, GS2, my friends, they were using phone. I don't have a phone. But I'll be like, Elijah, you don't have phone. You're not even on Facebook. You're not now. I'll be like, don't worry, me too, I'll buy. And the thing that I can't, if I'll go, Mommy, I want to, I need a phone. My mom will be like, what do you want to use the phone for? It's only game. That's what she will say. It's only game. But when I just see school, sometimes when we are free, some people will bring their phone to school. I'll be like, I'll come borrow me your phone. Like they'll now use it against like as an insult.
More like they'll be
be
mocking you.
Yes, you to go and buy your phone. Like okay, don't worry. So unfortunately for me,
unfortunately, okay.
My daddy changed my mommy's phone. So my mommy kept that phone. So I stole it at the back of her.
Okay,
like,
you took it.
Yes.
Without her permission.
Wow. I took it. That I don't have a SIM self. I just have to.
You just wanted to hold the phone.
Yes,
hold the phone.
Yes. So I just say like just.
I also has a phone. You wanted to be on the record that you two, you're a big boy.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, okay, I took the phone. Me too. I took the phone to school. The first they were like, oh, Elijah, you have a new phone.
We're hailing you.
But when I was pressing the phone is just like a distraction. Because when I'm with the phone.
At that time, did you think it was a distraction?
No, it was maybe when I was now in SS1.
That was when you felt my action that time more.
Because everything is game. When I collect the phone, I can play game from like maybe 9 o'clock to the next morning.
When you were supposed to be in class?
No.
Okay, at home.
When I was supposed to be reading or sleeping.
Or sleeping.
I can play game to the next morning. Maybe I'll be like, okay, it's time for school. I'll beat.
So more or less like some nights you will not even sleep at all. You just play game.
Okay.
You safe.
So this thing is not helping me actually. So I just.
Okay, at that point, did you figure out that it wasn't helping you, or you continued?
No, I stopped because sometimes
you stopped because you were caught, or
no, because sometimes in the class I'll be sleeping.
Oh, okay.
I'll be like, hey, stand up, go out from the class. I don't like when maybe we're in a crowded places now, like in the class. They'll be like you. But I don't like where everybody just face.
You don't want to be on the spotlight.
Yes, that it's every day that you are sleeping. Yeah. So
okay, so more or less like the phone was really distracting you, and you eventually began to embarrass yourself everywhere you were sleeping. So that was when you now had a thought that, okay, maybe this thing is actually a distraction. Let me stop. So all through when you were sneaking in and out with the phone, mommy did not notice. Sharp guy. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I would like to know, you as Nifemi, can you give me an example of how your friends have influenced you positively? Have you had those kind of friends that you have some kind of friends in school that the only thing they think of is book?
Yes.
For every time, let's reach. And it's from class to the library, from the library to church, if that's obtainable for that day. And then if it's not, for some of them, it's just from class to the library, then home, like that. Did you at any point in your life have friends like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When I was in SS2,
okay,
they actually gave us impromptu tests. Like, we were not informed.
This kind of tests.
Yes. So, and I have some friends. So those ones, I do follow them home.
Okay.
And the other ones, like my best friend in school.
Okay.
So
more like
those,
you had 2 groups of friends.
yes.
Okay.
The ones that I do follow home, they were like, we'll cheat. Don't worry. We'll cheat.
At that time.
Yes. So the other one was not like, she asked me that, have I read? I said, no, don't worry. I know what I can do.
Wow.
She now called me. She was like, I should not follow what those ones told me.
Okay.
That she knows that is what they can do. Like, because I just joined them. I was not part of them before. I just joined them because we do, like, our way home is the same. So I just joined them. Okay. So she was not like, I should not listen to them. She was already
aware of the kind of
yes,
attitude they had. So
that I should not listen to them. That I should come. She now explained to me that this is what I can do. This is what I can do. So
did you listen to her?
Yes, I listened. Yes,
you I did not cheat.
Yes, to cheat is even like
stressful.
Not even stressful. It's scary.
It's
for me to carry my book. My hand to be shaky. Like,
so you decided to stick to that advice.
Yes, I followed that advice.
You know that at some point in our lives, we know when we have the right friends.
Yes.
Let's be honest. When you are doing something bad, you know.
Yes.
Your mind tells you
it is
that
bad.
Yes,
thing I'm doing
exactly. Yes.
is very bad.
Yes.
And then when you are doing something right, you also be at peace in your mind that this thing I'm doing has no consequences,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay, so I was going to ask, have you at any point in time felt so pressured that you decided to talk to your parents? Because most times when teenagers feel pressured, instead of talking to their elderly ones or their parents, they talk to another set of friends.
Yes.
Did you at any point in time feel that this kind of pressure I'm feeling from this particular set of friends, maybe I should talk to my parents about it? Did you at any point in time think of that?
Yes.
Okay. And did you do it?
Yes, I actually did.
What was their response like?
I didn't even tell my grandma that I was living with. I called my daddy.
Okay.
The grandma did not let me go out, stuff like that.
Okay, you were pressured because your friends were taunting you that you were not exposed.
Yes.
Okay, so what did daddy now say when you
He told me that I should follow what grandma said.
Oh, okay.
That she's leading me to the right path. I should listen to her. That's it.
Okay, so Elijah, do you have any similar experience that you'd like to share with us?
Not really.
You never felt so pressured at any time that you felt, okay, let me talk to mommy or let me talk to daddy about this particular thing?
I like if I'm pressured, I do keep something to myself.
Oh, okay.
I don't like talking to. I'll believe that it will be fine.
Okay.
But my mom will be like, better be talking. Share your like. I
Feelings.
don't talk sometimes. But if I'm angry, like
You
they offended me at home, I'll just be murmuring that. I'll be. She will say your mind. Say what you want to say out. I'll just say nothing. I'm fine. And whereas I'm not fine, I'm just trying to.
You know that pressure can be really stressful. It makes you do things that ordinarily you would not do. It makes you do things that you're not comfortable with. It has a way of making you, even when there's this part of you that will tell you this thing you are doing doesn't make sense. But then the pressure to please your friends because everybody else is doing it, that pressure can be so heightened. It can get to an extent where you would almost want to burst out. So, Elijah, are you trying to tell me that at no point did you feel that kind of pressure growing up. You did not even feel like, everybody's doing one particular thing, and then you're almost going crazy because you are the only person that seems not to be getting it the right way, the way they are doing it.
When I was in Basic 4,
Okay.
my classmate, who used to be my best friend, like the
your
way
classmates chose to be your best friend,
yes,
or both of you are best friends.
Okay, my best friend.
Okay.
Like the way he spends money, like he has money
as
more
at
than
that time.
I was like,
Well, must be an
this
OBO.
parent that's giving him this money. So I was like, me that is only naira that my mom will give me with the food, packed food. I will buy something, short break, long break. Like today said I will be buying for myself.
Wow, he had so much.
I was like, how is this boy seeing this money? I'm like, me too. See, me too. I should not be. And I started stealing actually. I was like, my parents they called me one day. I was like, okay, the food we are giving you,
is it not enough?
the money we are giving
is
you,
it not enough, right?
Enough?
And then what was your answer? It was.
I was just looking.
But then,
and
to being honest with yourself, was the money not enough?
It was enough.
You were just pressured because your friend was
spending
and the funniest thing is that
spender.
the money, if I should steal any money, it's not that I will spend it on myself.
You just wanted to have
Sometimes I would just give.
To do OBO vibes.
Yes, that's just
you wanted
it.
to be like your friend.
I like, my mom was like, this money, because he used to ask me, this money, you and who? Because he was like, you will follow me to school.
Okay, when you were caught, she asked you who you were spending the money with.
Yes, you and who you spend. I was like, me and my friend. So
your same best friend.
Yes, some of my
best friend goes.
So he said he will follow me to the school. We gotta know the person, but my mommy pleaded that I will not do it again, and I promised them. Since that day,
you didn't do it. Oh,
I
wow.
tried.
That's you tried. Or you
yes, I tried not to do like no.
So did you do it again?
No. There are some temptations that will be like.
Okay, but you did not yield.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Still on Things Perspectives, we'll go on a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Enjoy inspirational, informative, and soul-lifting Christian programs such as Christian Parenting and Homefront, Light After Darkness, Fulfilling the Mandate, Kids and Bible, Movies Review, Shepherd's Spouse, Kingdom Stars, Teens Perspectives, My Next Gospel Event, and lots more on Divine Television. Download Divine TV mobile app on Google Play Store or watch on our YouTube channel. You can also visit www.tvdivine.net. Divine TV, enriching souls through the gospel of Christ.
Welcome back, guys. If you're just joining us, it's Things Perspective, and we've been talking about peer pressure. And then my guests have been giving us wonderful experiences. They've been sharing their personal experiences on the show. Okay, so Nifemi, over time I figured out that some things are more susceptible to being pressured than others. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. We can have two teenagers, and then some particular set of teenagers, they feel more pressured than others. There's a way we all handle peer pressure anyway, but then some people are so vulnerable to being pressured by their friends than some other people, even when we know that everyone is susceptible to that kind of thing, but some are more vulnerable. Why do you think it's like that?
Okay. To me, I think it's because of their family background.
Okay.
There's no one to talk to, no elders. Their parents are always working, every time work. So they don't really have time to talk to them. And also, the friends they think they can talk to are the ones pressurizing them. So they feel more vulnerable to being pressurized than some
other people.
Yes.
Okay. Nifem, what you're saying is that some people feel more pressured because they probably do not have people they can relate with.
Yes.
Okay, so the pressure is so much, they are vulnerable because maybe some of them have absentee parents.
Yes.
Parents are,
and
they
think
just about
since
there's
nobody to talk
since
to,
they are not available,
let me just.
They are more vulnerable to listening to their friends.
Okay. Yes.
Elijah, what do you think about that? Do you share the same view with Nifemi?
Yes. Like she said earlier, that those people can't share their feelings when they don't have parents. They can't share it with.
No, they have, but they are absent.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is some people they don't have.
Oh, okay, that's true. Some actually don't have parents.
They don't have parents. So they believe that they are just, because of this, they can just be more pressure than others.
Okay, so you also feel that those that do not have elderly counsel are more vulnerable. They can feel more pressured.
Yes.
They feel more pressured than those that actually have people that call them to order when they misbehave. And
yes, exactly.
some of us actually have people that can call us to others, people that we can relate with. And okay, so you are saying now that those category of teenagers that actually feel more pressured are the ones that you think because of their family background, because they don't have someone to talk to. Okay, I think that's actually a factor. But then, there's actually a way the mind plays. One thing I've observed over time is that teenagers, even those that actually have people they talk to, there's this thing that your mind tells you, like, no, my parents are not the best bet to talk to. Like, let me tell my friend. Even when you know fully well that that friend you are telling to does not have anything, it's not that the person that can actually advise you, but then you feel more comfortable. Okay, so do you think that this whole thing boils down to parents' relationship with their children?
Yes, it can be. Maybe the child is scared of his or her parents.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so if a child is scared of his or her parents,
yes, he or she will not be able to talk to them. That's
like
it.
Discuss anything with
them.
them.
Yes.
Okay, so you feel that means in that regard, parents should do more. They should try to create more bond and then form beautiful relationships with their words.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Nifemi, I would like to know, at this stage of your life that you are right now, can you categorically differentiate your friends that, okay, this particular set of friends are the ones that actually affect me positively, and these ones are the ones that always want to push me to the negative side?
Yes, I can.
So how do you deal with friendships like that? There are some friends that for you cannot outrightly do away with them. You can't throw them away, and you cannot keep them so close. Yes. So how do you manage relationships like that? When you know that Tokpeo is a good friend, but Tolu is just in between. She's like this. So how do you manage your relationships with them?
Like, to me, I try to advise them too.
Okay.
I try to advise. But if he or she does not want to listen, I just like, that's what you want. That's the way you want to live your life. Let's just be friends like that. And our friends will not go beyond greeting, talking. Since I've advised you and you did not want to listen.
Okay, so for relationships where those friends that you feel they are delving into something really bad and you're trying to, advise, and such person is not listening, you try to keep them at arm's length. You just...
No, not keeping them at arm's length. I'll still be talking to them. Like, if I know any of their parents or elders, I can just talk to them that this person is doing like this. If you can talk to her or him,
it will be better.
Yes.
Or if not, then me, I will draw my friendship from that person.
No.
I'll be now.
The person can still be my friend, but just that our part,
friendship.
Yes.
It will just this one kind.
Our own part is different
from
my
friendship that you would ordinarily have with some other people.
It will not be deep.
Oh, it will not be deep.
Yes.
I like that. It will not be deep. So Elijah, can you also differentiate your friends? Those friendships that actually affect you positively, and then the ones that their ways are not pure.
Yeah. Because me like this, I study people. Like,
okay, study people. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'll look, this person character is not good. It's not. So I'll be like, okay, fine. Our close. Maybe if we are close before, I'll just. It's not that I'll be fighting with you.
Fair enough.
On a neutral ground. Just being. So that's really what I can
reduce the closeness.
Okay, so for those friendships that are very close, you find a way to put a bridge in between when you know that, okay, Tunde, bad guy. So you just try to...
Yes.
Okay, now, sometimes our mind has a way of tricking us. Like, there are times you would really feel pressured into doing something. It's not even peer pressure now. It's personal. When it's not right. But then you just want to try it out. A part of it is telling you, this thing will have consequences too. But then there's another part of it telling you, don't worry, just, that part of it, you only live once. Those are the times you think of all those, something must kill a man, all those unnecessary quotes. And then, you go for it. I want to know, do you also feel that same urge, that pressure to, when especially when someone has told you, Nifemi, have you been to the club before? It's bubbling, is this? You know that ideally you should not be there.
Yes.
But then a part of you saying, there's no harm in trying it out. Have you ever been in that situation? So what did you do?
Like I just pray to God and I
prayer warrior.
tried to sink in what my grandma and my dad normally tells me.
Okay.
That I should follow the right path.
Okay, so more or less like it's what your dad and your grandma tells you that keeps you going.
Yes.
So when those kind of things come up, you try to suppress it.
Yes.
And you cast and bind.
Yes.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes.
Taking into consideration what your grandma and dad are studying. Okay, that's actually cool enough. Okay, so Elijah, what do you do in situations like that? Have you even experienced something like that?
Yes. Like
okay.
This, like she said.
You care to share?
My practice. That's
cheating.
Yes, cheating. Like
let them make sense. Okay.
You can. Let's try it.
Let's try it, and they might not catch me.
No, but
what if they don't catch me?
That's just it. We have to thinking 50-50. So you just have to. Okay.
And you want to play safe.
Yes. So you just have to be on the safer side. I won't take it.
So what do you do? Do you also cast and bind like Nifemi?
I just anything. I'll just be like, okay, anything that is on this edge, that's what I'll just pour down. None of me stressing myself.
More or less like you just program your mind in a way that I beg. I would rather not write anything than get caught and okay, that's actually fair enough. You know, I've actually also been in similar situations. In fact, sometimes I've been really tempted to do things that ordinarily I would not want to. But then when I think of the consequences, and then I think of the kind of parents I have, you know, you just put your brain back in factory reset. If you don't, especially my dad will tell me, once you feel you are not coming back to this house, and you know in my mind I'm like, if I don't come back to your house, where will I go now?
Yes.
You know, so when I want to misbehave, and I will just be like, you know, you don't have another house, it's just this one house, and then you know, I'm able to suppress that kind of urge. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so that's it on today's episode of Teens Perspectives. Thank you for tuning in. I'm quite sure you've learned one or two things. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to download our app on Play Store. See you same time next week. Bye.